Hi and welcome to yet another episode of Pursue Podcast. With me today, as always, is Kim Mokron.
Hello.
And our guest today is Kristin Haugstad. You're from Nesodden, just outside of Oslo, Norway, and yes. You played Division 1 soccer at Lasalle University in Philadelphia for 4 years. You started that process in January 2014, and we're very happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Cool.
It's great. I was, when I was looking into the Kristin Haugstad file in prepping for this, I was really excited to invite you on the show because I think your story is a really great one. And from the start till now, really. And it's been, you went in January 2014, but we started the process in 2012. You know, you'd been in touch with me, and you can talk about maybe what inspired you about actually going to the US, because you did play, you were a national team member here at the youth level, got a lot of games there. You were a very good soccer player. You played for Vålerenga in top serien, so you were good. And but when did you start thinking about the college way?
I think I heard about the college opportunities my first year in high school. So that's when I started to look into it as well. So yeah, that was a long process.
It was,
it's a lot of paperwork and a lot of tests you need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy I gave myself so much time because it was a little bit challenging when we were doing school, soccer, and then also preparing for college or be accepted to go to universities.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, you have to juggle a lot of balls when you probably 4 or 5 training sessions a week when you went to a sports high school, so there was a lot of training in the morning, national duties, which is of course what you want. But then also to start the process to go to the States, it is a time-consuming process, I would say, and it requires quite a bit from you to do it too. It's not just us or me in this case just sorting out everything. I'm trying to make the process as smooth as possible, but you have to take some tests. You have to, of course, communicate with the coaches that are interested in recruiting you. We have to find the right fit and all that. Of course, exciting stuff, but still, you are the main person. It's your career, your next step. So you have to do a lot. But how did you manage that in a good way, you felt?
Yeah, like I said, it was good that I had that we started early. I remember I took the test. Was it ACT?
You took ACT, twice. You took it twice.
Then the other test probably 4 times.
I took the TOEFL like 4 times. And the ACT, it's you could have taken the SAT. You chose the ACT. It's a college admission test, and you also needed it to be eligible to play in NCAA Division 1. But you managed that, and that's combined with your GPA, which was quite good from high school. But then the English test, the TOEFL, that was difficult.
I ended up. So I was supposed to start in August in college, but we had to.
In August 2013, right?
Yeah.
That was the whole. We were targeting that.
No, was it August 2014?
Was it?
No, 13. Sorry.
It was 13 because then you ended up moving it back to January 14.
Yeah.
Because then we could get the time required to get to the school you chose, which was Lasalle University.
Yeah,
right?
I ended up having to go to London actually to. That was like the last final chance to get a decent score, and I passed. So
you did. I remember. I mean, you went out of your way to you really wanted this.
Yeah.
That was evident.
It's a commitment, and I think once you decide that this is what you want to do, You really have to spend Saturdays to read and prepare for the tests, and also do a lot of research on your own to find a good fit.
Because you could have been recruited by many schools, but just to finish up on the admissions point of view, because obviously I remember this clearly, you did so much to get into school, and I also think you did. In Norway, the season runs until middle of October, end of October, and so you wanted to also play. The way it worked, that you could play the full season with Vålerenga and then kind of have a clean break there. So then that was also a contributing factor to maybe postponing for one semester. Combined with that, it took a bit longer to actually get the minimum requirement to get into the school. And I remember I was in dialogue with the admissions people at Lasalle. His name is Bob. I remember that. And obviously with Coach Royal, who was the coach that recruited you. And I remember writing, I really saw how much you wanted this, and you went out of your way to do it. And I wanted to make sure that Bob knew that. Yeah. So I remember writing a long letter of recommendation, because I got to know you very well. I'm not your high school teacher or anything like that, but I could see that, hey, this person, I've rarely seen so much drive to make something happen, and they need to know that. That's what admissions people in this case need to know. So I thought a letter of recommendation would help in this situation, and obviously it combined that with you going to London to do a EF language course, and you get your certificate, and it was just and everything. And then I remember Coach Royal calling up and saying, "Hey, Kristin, they admitted you. You got in." And we celebrated that. Yeah, that was good.
That's a good feeling, and no regrets.
Yeah, but let's rewind, because Lasalle ended up being your school of choice, but it could have been somewhere else. But what drew you to Lasalle? What was so exciting about that school?
My preference wasn't Florida or beaches or anything. I was purely looking at the program's history to kind of see what kind of ambitions they have and if it's a good match. Yeah. Lasalle was ranked pretty high at that time, and for me to continue to develop was really important, as I was playing top serie when I left. Yep. Top serie, top league in Norway.
Yeah, but you were national team. Yeah. Of course, the soccer side of things is important. Yeah, I remember.
So that was my main focus when I was looking at schools. Not so much the other things, to be honest. Yeah. And also I really liked Paul. The communication, the process was really nice, and Lasalle also invited me for a official visit, which was kind of I want to go there.
It, yeah. An official visit, some people in the recruiting process get the option to do that. It pretty much is, that means the school that is inviting you for the official visit, they pay for you to come and check out the school. And they flew you over from Norway to Philadelphia, and the rules are quite interesting. You get 48 hours to be from the visit starts till you have to leave campus. It's 48 hours. It can't be 48 hours and 1 minute. Then it's like an NCAA rule violation. So the coaches know these rules very well, and they set up a full 2-day plan for you to see and meet loads of people and see how it works at the school.
Yeah, and it was good that I actually did the official visit, because you get to know the teammates as well, and they were really welcoming. So, that's something I recommend other people to do if they get the opportunity.
Yeah. Of course, if everybody could do an official visit, that would be fantastic. But it shows that he was really wanting you to make the decision based on seeing everything. And of course, not everybody can just invite a Norwegian to come over to the US and fly them over. It's quite a costly thing to do, and it has to fit with the schedule and all these things. But you got the chance, and it helped in your decision making.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, when I was looking back at doing the research for this talk to see what we were going to discuss and what we shouldn't forget to talk about, I remember I looked through some of the emails that Paul Royal actually sent to you in the recruiting process, because I know Paul quite well, and he's one of the best recruiters of international students I've ever seen. And probably of Americans too, because he relates very well to, he knows what he wants, and he was talking to you in the emails, and you had good questions for him. That's part of the recruiting process that you of course need to figure out, is this a good place for me? But he, on the flip side, wants to know, is Kristin a good fit for us, for our group? So it was very much laying a path for you to, hey, my goal for you is to become a full national team player. That's the type of players that I want to recruit here. This is not like a party place. This is serious 100% work on becoming very good soccer players combined with getting a good degree. So it was a good match from the start, and you hit it off very well with Paul, which is, it's everybody I think will do that, because he's if you're like-minded with him, and he's he did a lot of research as well. We spoke a lot, I remember, about you, and he had some contacts also in Norway that he wanted to speak to regarding you, to do his due diligence to make sure that you were a good fit. So but that was exciting. And then obviously he finished the email, hey, and that's why I'm offering you a full scholarship to come to Lasalle University. And in the end, that was the right fit for you.
Yeah, it was. It's perfect.
Excellent. How do you know, what's the recommendation to others? You know, your recruiting process was probably filled with more complicated things than for many others. Yeah. And you managed to do them very well. You were motivated, and we're a team going through the process. And what's your best advice to others that are thinking about starting the journey of going to college?
So when I speak to younger athletes now, there's always two things that like stop them from starting the process and stuff like that. But that's number one, the English part. They don't want to go because they think their English isn't good enough, and just want to say that you will be fine regardless of how your English is prior to going. And the second thing is I think there's a fear of being forgotten, or if you go over to the States, I think there's a fear that they will be that no one will like notice them anymore, or they will be like outside the, what do you call it, soccer and community in Norway. And I also think they're scared of not grow as players. But again, that's when you need to find a college that is a good fit for you and have the same ambitions as you. So that's my recommendations, really, to do the research and maybe not focus too much on location, but yeah, rather the relationship you get with the coaches, the teammates, if you get to speak to them through social media or anything like that. And also last thing, I think you should just go for it, give it a shot, and if you don't like it, you can always come home and then still have a lot of good experience. But definitely.
I mean, Truls, you had the same, right? On the go for it thing.
Yeah, well, I think to touch on like the fear of missing out when you're like, you think, oh, what are my friends going to do here in Norway? Like my whole friend group are going to study either at BI or in Oslo or Bergen or whatever. And that was my biggest concern as well. Like,
I was in the same boat too.
Are they either gonna like, do they gonna remember me? Am I gonna be invited to birthdays when I get back home? But like, you're gone for 6 months and you come back and you see them the day after you came back to Norway for Christmas or summer holiday, and things are the same.
Yeah, you realize that there's nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
You
and
come home to the same.
Yeah, and it's like, it's pretty normal for friend group all over the place to, be all over in Norway as well. So it's not like the friends I had that were studying in West in Norway saw my friends studying East in Norway all the time. So when we all get back for the summer or Christmas, we all get back together. So that's one thing that won't change anything, because you'll still have your friends and family and the community you have back home. And you for most of us, you get to play with the same team when you get back for summer holidays. And that's what I did the summers I went back home. I played with my teammates that I'd played with for 15, 16 years prior to that when I get back. So there's a lot of solid things that you might think won't happen when you go to the US, that you sort of, all right, I have to choose between that life and this life. But that's the beauty about it. You get to combine it.
What people think. If you go there, you're missing out on all the things happening here. And also, maybe if you were in the same position as me, at least I felt that I was choosing between college and national team.
Yeah.
Or
I never had to do that. So.
Yeah, that would have been a different ball game for you than maybe Truls. But it's obviously that is a valid point, that it's obviously easier for the national team to follow your progress if you're right here in where they are. But you paved your own way there. It's and I would certainly argue you developed as a soccer player in the States.
Really important to me, and I felt like I did. And it's the training there is insane compared to what it's like here. So you can definitely develop and still get to explore the world. And
because I would feel it's the opposite. I feel the ones that are stuck here, they should have the fear of missing out on all the cool stuff you can do in the States. If you look at it like that. So.
Well, it should be like that, but usually we're just the ones traveling over in a friend group or something like that, so you might just get that feeling. But trust me, when you get back, you have a ton of more cool stories to tell than the rest of your friends have.
Yeah, you really create unique lifelong memories and perspectives. Yeah,
and you touched on like the insane type of training and practice you have. The facilities you might have at Lasalle as well.
Yeah, you really do feel like a professional athlete when you're at college, because everything is in the same area and you have access to like the lifting room, treadmills, pools. Yeah, it's everything is there for you to just develop and work hard, and then you can come back even fitter or better, or at least new experiences.
I think they're good at maximizing how good you can become if you have the hunger to really develop. I mean, the support network is something completely different than what we're used to. But let's talk about your time at Lasalle. That's the next topic. So you get to Lasalle January 2014. What was that like for you then?
I think the first 2 weeks was really, really exciting, and everything was new. I got to know the place, the area, the school. But after those 2 weeks, it was kind of overwhelming, because you go through like a little culture shock, and then you realize it's hard when you're not able to express yourself. My English was terrible. I could barely speak, but I got through it, and then I think after 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, started to maybe come out of the shell. Is that what you say? So it was a little bit like this, and then it got better once you start to learn English better, and then also get to know the culture a little bit more.
they welcome you with open arms, the American. I mean, they're very good at that, and you're from day one part of the team. That helps, right? But of course, I mean, you're saying you didn't speak English when we went over. I would say it wasn't as bad, but maybe it is.
I was bad.
I was okay, but you. I mean, when you actually are forced to speak English every day. You did have a Norwegian teammate there, actually, Mariam, that we had helped there from before. So that probably helped you a little bit, I would imagine.
Yeah, actually, we were not allowed to speak Norwegian to each other because
they put the rules on. And that's probably very clever that Paul
learn pretty fast
did that.
when you're forced to speak to your teammates and to your professors. So yeah, that's actually the best way to learn another language.
Because you were we threw you over to Philadelphia, and you learn how to swim pretty fast because you had to. You needed to get better in English, and of course you do that. And do you remember the first time you started dreaming in English? Because that's when they stay. Then you're used to it.
That's an interesting topic. I think I started to think and dream in English after 3 months.
Yeah. I think I've heard that before.
Yeah.
That's like okay, now you're then getting into it.
Yeah, and then after you're there for like a year, it's difficult to find Norwegian words. And,
the other thing, I remember coming home during summer breaks and I was trying to mix Norwegian expressions with English ones, and obviously it doesn't work.
It's very confusing.
Because you do. Of course, you're consumed in one language, and it's hard for your brain to just switch when you get there. And you had the Boston accent. You probably added some of that to your.
It was really bad. I remember, so in my friend group, they were always like messing with me and saying that, Jules, for God's sake, don't be the guy that says 3 words in Norwegian and then 2 words in English in a sentence.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then first week back home, I had like the Boston accents, pretty real Boston accents. Yeah.
Accent in Norwegian or?
Well, I'm from Fredrikstad, so it's not that different. We do have that accent there. So,
Fredrikstad is Norway's Boston.
Yeah, you could say that. You could pretty much say that. But and then I visited up in New Hampshire that same year, and I met all the internationals there. Some from Sweden and some from Denmark, and they thought I was from Boston because I just had that Boston accent in everything that I said. And then after 3 years in New Hampshire, we sort of lost that. But my first year it was really bad because it was.
I like that accent.
Yeah, but it was my Fredrikstad accent, it was my Norwegian English accent, and it was my Boston accent combined into one accent. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't think I developed a Philly accent. I actually was trying really hard to get a American accent, but I just gave up after a while. And it's good to keep the Norwegian.
Yeah, you should be proud of where you're from.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm thinking that it was a good thing for you that you came in January. The spring is the off season, so you have training and you have some training matches, but there's no official games, and you probably. That helped you in transitioning so that you didn't start right away with 20 official games, and it was maybe a softer way and it got you better because of it.
I think that was like the perfect move for me because you get to slowly get into things, and like you said, it's a smoother transition. And then you come back in August, you know all the teammates, it's easier to perform on the soccer field when you're comfortable in the environment.
Yeah, because you have to be happy outside the soccer field in order to play well. I mean, that's just, of course.
Everything worked out pretty good.
It did. I mean, your first season, it was an incredible year. I mean, you got the all-rookie team in the Atlantic 10 conference where you play, quite a strong Division 1 conference. I mean, the team won 14 games, you scored 5 goals, you had 5 assists. I mean, for a freshman, that's really good. You won 8 out of 8 games in the conference, and I remember just because we obviously it's fun to follow when we send someone over there and we want to see how they're doing. And obviously I had big hopes for you to do very well. It's always fun when you win a lot of games, and they're good at that in the US to give player of the week or goal of the season, stuff like this. And
shout outs.
And of course that's good content, and it's a sign that you're doing well, and you got a lot of that. And I remember you were winning every game that was a tight game. You ended up winning with 1 goal. You were really good at getting that W, like they say there.
Yeah, we always found a way to get the win. That was a really great season, and it was a little bit hard to follow up the next year, but
but the season like that, you ended up going to a national tournament, and that is in Division 1 women's soccer. It's
big achievement.
It's a big achievement to do
especially when Lasalle is a pretty small school, so qualifying for the nationals was pretty big for us. So that was a really cool experience.
The whole school is buzzing when it's nationals, and team, and regardless which sport it is, start competing in nationals. I mean you ended up losing in the first round against a very, very good team, I think. Yeah. But just you did great in conference, won that, and then conference tournament. I think you lost in the final, maybe on PKs.
I don't remember.
It's a long time ago. But you ended up coming to nationals. It was really good. So that it was from a year ago. Obviously, when we got the go ahead from admissions at Lasalle that hey, Kristin is going to get accepted. That was about a year before. And obviously, you're standing there lifting the conference title, qualifying for nationals. I mean, it ended up pretty darn good, I'd say, for all the work you put into to get there, and also the time you were there. It
was good.
And then you obviously the 2 years, your second and third year, so your sophomore and your junior year was a bit more rebuilding phase, and it really helped to rebuild, because the last year you had, that was a fantastic year for Lasalle women's soccer.
That was a really great season too. We were breaking records and made history. We won the league and the championship. We also played the first round in the nationals too. But I was really happy. I was able to finish on a high.
Because you personally you scored, I think, 9 goals, 10 assists. The team won 17 games. That is incredible. That is incredible. Obviously, you won titles, and that's. Did you get a ring for that, winning the?
Title? I didn't bring it today, but
I wish you'd have seen it. It would have been probably bigger than your hand. They're really big, those rings they give you.
They're incredibly big.
It's pretty nice. I don't wear it that often.
No, it's how could you? It's really heavy on your hand. So
true.
I did get a ring myself my first year, but I came home proud to show it off to my family and friends, and they just said, "So you have one word in Norwegian that describes it," and they just said it was harry. Really harry.
It was hard.
So it's
bit redneck.
Bit redneck, because it's the sort of it was bigger than my hand as well.
So Fredrikstad accent, Boston accent, and
and that ring,
a big ring.
And I came home, they thought, "Oh, what's going on with Truls? Like that's not good at all."
What's your best memory from the 4 years of playing at Lasalle then?
Oh wow, it's hard to pick just one, but. My senior year it's really up there. Also, my junior year, we went for like a pre-season camp in North Carolina. That was really nice. But I think my senior year the whole season is like the best.
Everything was just running so smoothly for the team, for you.
The chemistry in the team, and it was just. Yeah, we were on fire,
Yeah.
on and off the field.
I bet. But there must have been so much fun to be part of a team that delivers, and you just the culture in the team is like the winning culture.
Yeah.
But it takes time to become a unit like that.
Yeah, it's not done over the night. It's a lot of hard work, and also for the coaches is to build, to do a lot of or find people who play well together. And create like a good environment, and like you have to be good friends off the field too, in order to perform well. So I think those 2-3 down years helped us to really, what would you say, really to win all the
you've
titles.
been down in the you've been developing together. That's not just in college, that's in professional sports. You need a
really
rebuilding, you need to get to know each other and play together, and that takes a bit of time. And but Paul Royal did really assemble a great team in your last season, and there's good timing as well, because it's obviously you'd rather have a finish off with a really strong season, and for you personally it helped you for the future, I would say, and what you achieved there too. But but obviously there's memories on the field. What about academically, socially? I mean, you weren't just a soccer player and just a student. What else did you have time to do when you were there?
No, it's obviously a lot of schoolwork. I started off as a business administration major.
That's a common one to start with.
And I think I was in one accounting class, and I was like, this is not for me.
You have to love numbers to be in those.
I hate numbers. But so I found a new major. It was digital arts and multimedia design, and that was perfect. It was like I really found my other passion. So,
did you try any classes before you decided on that's going to be what I'm going to do my bachelor's in, or did you just have a feeling that hey, this is good?
No, I always knew that I was a creative person. I also before the college process, I was looking at like graphic design degrees and stuff like that, so I knew I wanted to go that direction. But I didn't see that program, that major in the process of going over there. So
because then it was all about your soccer.
That was just passing the tests. And
let's get there. I'll find out what I want to study later. But that is a good thing about the US system, that you just needed to get in, and then when you're there, you can
switch majors.
You can try some different things without losing time. If you were let's say you're in Europe and you wanted to start, you apply to a business degree, like what you started with, you would have to, you're right away in a specific business degree, and you have to do a year of business classes pretty much. And then if you don't like it, well, you have to start all over again somewhere else. And you really use the benefit in the US where you can try a few things and then still graduate in 4 years. That's obviously what it takes to get the bachelor's in the US.
As long as you pick a major like the second year, I think, sophomore year. And then so it's also good to in college you have to take some, what is it called, mandatory
gen eds.
Like the core classes,
and those are actually really good to kind of get into how the school system works, and also learn the academic language, not just the daily language. It's two different things. So I found a major that I really, really enjoyed. And other than that, you just you're constantly around your teammates. You meet other international people, and you eat dinner together. Maybe you explore the city too. It's a lot of things to do. It's never a break.
Yeah.
I mean, especially you were in Philadelphia. It's that's about 2 hours from New York City, but it's a big city, and you have like all the professional sports you could think of there. And
that's why I like to be so close to the big cities, because you can just do like not in season but off season. You could go for weekend trips and
I did that a lot myself.
Explore.
Yeah.
That's important. And I mean, you got to travel quite a bit, but then it's away games, right? When you're in season, you have school and you have soccer, and you obviously half your games are away games, and you would go and see many places. But it's it's kind of like a business trip. You're there to win a game and then come back, but you still see big parts of the country that way, though.
Yeah, you do. I don't know how many times we drove past New York and saw the skyline, and you started to take it for granted.
Yeah.
But it's you get to see a lot on the away games too.
Yeah. Any regrets that you didn't take advantage of when you were a student athlete?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You got the most out of your 4 years.
Yeah.
It seems like it. So that's good. And then obviously when it was time for graduation, you'd finish off a great season. You had some opportunities lined up, which we'll talk about next. And then graduation, cap and gown. How was the feeling of actually getting your diploma?
Okay, so since I graduated in December, I didn't get to walk across the stage.
I didn't get the full ceremony.
No, but it was getting the diploma was, I think, one of the biggest accomplishments for me. Just looking back, where like the whole journey from barely speaking English to get a diploma from an American university that was really big.
Yep.
So I'm really proud of that.
You should be.
Yeah.
It's an amazing accomplishment what you did there, and that is. And I think for me the 4 years kind of flew by.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But then when you get into the habits there, and you just all of a sudden you're done. Was that the same feeling you had when you were there with your diploma? That wow, this went way too fast. Was it like that?
It just flew by. The weeks and months. And all of a sudden you were done.
Yeah.
And
But then it was a new adventure.
Yeah.
And Sweden. So now you graduated and an opportunity has presented itself in Sweden to play professionally there.
Yeah.
Talk us through that.
I got an opportunity, or a really great offered to play professionally in Sweden for Kalmar.
And that's in the top division in Sweden. We're talking
they got
proper professional here.
Yeah, they got promoted that year, so that was fun to be part of that journey. It was really great to go from a really great season straight into a preseason with Kalmar. I left January 18.
Yeah, it was right after.
Yeah,
you
right
just
after.
graduated and then
packing my bags and straight to Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an opportunity I couldn't say no to. It was a dream come true.
Yeah. That's why it helps to have a good season your last year.
Yeah, exactly.
And the team doing well. It really helps.
Mm.
But still, it's like, okay, so you're out, new country, closer to home. How was that year?
Obviously, it was really cool to play soccer full time. But to be honest, the transition was a little tougher than I thought, because as a student athlete, you're like constantly around people. You have a really busy schedule, and now you're a professional soccer player, and it's just way more time alone. So the transition was a little tough, but I was enjoying it, and due to a lot of free time, I also established my own business, Vitality Designs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I can do one thing. I need to do
several things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bored. Let's start a business.
Yeah.
No, it's great. I mean, obviously you had a good degree in graphic design, and yeah, why not?
Yeah,
start your own
work
business.
On your portfolio and build your resume.
Yeah. So you had mostly American clients, or I mean, in theory, you can do it for anyone.
No, so my business is established in Norway, but I do have a lot of American clients too. When I started my business, I thought it would be easy to get clients, but I realized it's a lot of networking and outreaching to be done, and so it was a little slow start, but now I have a lot of clients.
Yeah. Impressive.
Yeah, it's really fun to start up with something. It's something new, and something that is your own. It's fun, and I think it's a really great combination to play soccer and then have this side hustle or part-time or even full-time business. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I can do one thing at a time. I need to do several things.
Seems like you're doing more than two things at a time as well for me, and that is fun to see. But I imagine dream scenario, pro contract, come and play here, get a great experience, and of course, if you can just start your own business, why don't you do that? I mean, I would think everybody would do that, but it says something about you as a person, I would say, too, that you're doing all of that. Many would just be content with pro contract just to play. I don't care if I have a lot of free time, but you had to fill that.
I can't be bored.
Yeah.
But I also think the college experience or the American culture influenced me that way, because I have a much more business mindset now than I would if I never went. Yeah, I keep exploring the entrepreneurial side of things, and
it's a scene we love.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a lot of fun to be with that mindset. That's cool. And then you played the full season in Sweden, and then you were bored, so you had to start your master's degree as well. And you started that in 2019.
Bored might not be the correct word.
It's not the right word there.
Motivated.
Yeah.
Good choice.
I definitely it was a combination of a little bit of back issues, and then also I felt something was missing. So that's why I went for my master's degree. I got a master's in strategic communication at the same university. Yeah,
Lasalle. And it was a hybrid version, so a bit online that you could continue playing? And
no, the good thing, you can kind of decide how you want to set it up. So you can do a lot of online courses, and which I did. And you can also do part-time and do your master's degree in 2-3 years. But I got it done in 1.5 year. 3 semesters. Just wanted to get it over with so I can play soccer full time again.
And now you're playing soccer full time. You're full time. You can't do only one thing. Can't do only one thing.
No.
Since you were back in Norway playing, you were playing for Amazon Grimstad, and now you're playing for Lyn, in the top division, and through the manpower, obviously they are well-known recruiter. you got a job, part-time job through them as well.
Yeah, so right now I have a temporary job at the Norwegian Consul, Norwegian Refugee Consul in Oslo. That is perfect because it's not full-time, so it's easy to play soccer and run your own business and have
that's easy.
Yeah.
It's so great to combine all those three.
I'm a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
But you did that to get some more experience and learn other things.
Yeah, I think for me now it's just a matter of getting experience and throw things on my resume, and then when maybe after my soccer career I aim to be a leader in my field in design, but right now I just want many different experiences.
I think it's clever. You need to learn from different industries and people and mindsets that can help you to reach your goal, to work to be a leader in design. So that's a good thing to seek more knowledge and experiences. So the overall goal then with your soccer, what is that?
I'm definitely gonna keep playing as long as my body is functioning. I have my master's degree, I have my business, I have working experience. I think it's just time to kind of concentrate on soccer for a little bit, and then I don't want to set a timeline, but at least 2-3 more years. But who knows? Maybe longer. And then
if it's fun and your body's up for the level, and it's if you manage to juggle all those balls that you are doing, which is impressive that you do, then hey, why not?
Yeah, why not?
That's a good. That's the
I think
spirit.
it's healthy to have different things. I think it helps me perform better on the soccer field, and I think it also helps me perform better in design and marketing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just a healthy combination.
Well, there's no doubt in mind that you pursued your ambitions by doing all the things you've done for the past now 6-7 years. So it's great to have you here as a guest.
It's been fantastic. I'm glad we got squeezed in your time schedule to get you here.
That's an compliment. That's an accomplishment there.
Have time for the things you want to do.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. Yeah. But thank you so much for coming. And that wraps up this episode of the Pursue podcast. And we're excited for the next guest in the next episode.
Yep. We'll be back.
Alrighty.
Thank you.